You used to cry at the end of a movie. You used to get genuinely excited 3 days before a trip, checking the weather every hour. You used to feel real hot annoyance when someone cut you off in traffic. Now, your best friend gets engaged and you say, "Congrats!" and feel nothing. A coworker gets laid off and you feel nothing. Your phone battery dies and you feel nothing. Good news, bad news, it all lands the same. Flat. Most people think there are only 2 ways your brain handles stress: fight or flight. They're wrong. There's a third response almost nobody talks about. And here's the strange part. It's not a malfunction. It's evidence your brain cared so much about protecting you that it muted everything, including joy. Part 1. The problem. Here's what this actually looks like. Your group chat sends something genuinely funny, and there's a 2-second delay before you know how you're supposed to react. You send the laughing emoji, but you didn't actually laugh. Someone tells a joke at dinner and you smile a beat late, like you're translating first. You wait to feel something about the big stuff, a breakup, a promotion, a death in the family. And it just doesn't come. You catch yourself staring at a wall for 10 minutes and can't say what you were thinking about because you weren't thinking about anything. That's not you being broken. And it isn't always depression, even if you've wondered. But here's where almost everyone gets this wrong. Part 2. The real story. A nurse named Sarah, not her real name, but a real common pattern, spent 3 years on a hospital floor during back-to-back crises. She told researchers she stood at her own grandmother's funeral and didn't cry once, and it scared her more than crying would have. Her days off felt the same as her shifts. Even a text from her sister with a picture of her newborn nephew barely registered. She looked at it, felt a flicker of, "I should be happier about this," and put the phone down. She assumed she'd become a worse person. She hadn't. Her brain had made a trade, less pain in exchange for less of everything else. That trade has a name, and it's older than fear itself. A possum doesn't choose to play dead. Its nervous system forces it when fighting or running stops being an option. Humans have a version of that same emergency shutdown, not because we copied a possum, but because both systems evolved to solve the same problem. What do you do when neither fighting nor running will save you? You shut down. Part 3. The science. Carefully. Researchers call this a freeze or shutdown response, and it's real, well documented in trauma and stress research for decades. Where scientists still disagree is on the exact wiring behind it. You'll hear it explained through something called the vagus nerve. And while that specific mechanism is still debated among researchers, the pattern itself isn't in question. Under a threat too big to fight and too big to run from, your body doesn't calm down. It pulls the plug. Here's the part that messes with people the most. Once that switch flips, it doesn't necessarily flip back on its own. Your brain thinks it did its job. It kept you alive by turning the volume all the way down. As far as it's concerned, mission accomplished. It's just still waiting on a memo that never comes. Part 4. How it shows up now. This is where everything flips, because freeze doesn't always look like a crisis. Sometimes it's opening Instagram at 11 p.m. for a second, and putting the phone down at 1 a.m. having felt nothing the entire time. Not even boredom. Sometimes it's your favorite show hitting the scene everyone talks about online, and you just watch it happen, like you're reading a synopsis instead of living it. Sometimes it's your mom calling to ask, "Are you okay? You sound off lately." And you genuinely don't know. Not because you're hiding it, but because you'd have to dig to find the answer. And here's the cruel twist. Because it doesn't look like sadness, nobody treats it like a problem, including you. Sadness gets attention. People ask, people show up. Numbness gets ignored, or worse, gets called fine. That's exactly the point. That's the disguise. Part 5. 3 signals. Your brain is frozen, not fine. So how do you actually tell the difference? 3 signals. 1. The delay. A consistent 2-beat lag before any reaction, good or bad, like when you got the acceptance email and felt the excitement arrive 10 minutes later in the shower. Not in the moment. Isn't personality. It's your system checking if it's safe to feel anything first. 2. The flatness spreads. Real calm is selective. Freeze isn't. If losing your job and losing your phone charger produce the same flat non-reaction, that's the tell. 3. The body knows before you do. Low energy sleep doesn't fix. A tight chest during a normal Tuesday for no reason you can name. Feeling foggy rather than sad when someone asks what's wrong. Your body's already flagging it. Your emotions just haven't caught up. Imagine you've been wearing noise-canceling headphones for years without realizing it. One day, they come off. The world doesn't get louder. It was always this loud. Your brain just finally decided it was safe enough to let you hear it again. You're not broken, not lazy, not a very emotional person. You're wired, very specifically, to survive something. And your brain hasn't gotten the memo that the something is over. If any of those 3 signals hit close to home, that's worth noticing, not panicking about. And if this feels like more than a rough patch, talking to someone about it is worth doing. Not because something's wrong with you, but because this wire isn't one you're supposed to have to untangle alone. If this helped make sense of something you've been feeling or not feeling, subscribe. One wiring fix at a time.